Do you want to record? Hi there, my name's Mandy.
Hi, I'm Kate.
And we wanted just to introduce ourselves on this little video and talk a little bit about self-care and its importance in sobriety. So why is it important? And believe us, this was a journey for us, because if someone had told us 8 or 9 years ago that, you know, self-care would be one of the most important parts of our sober journey, we would be like, what, why? I'm too busy looking after everybody else than, you know, to be able to find time for myself. So the understanding, the realization that self-care is incredibly important was something that both Kate and I learned. So what do we mean by self-care? It's that recognition and also advocating for your needs. So what do you need right now? Is it sleep? Is it a bubble bath? Is it, you know, for everyone to leave you alone? Is it to develop your boundaries around your time? Is it looking at work-life balance? All of those things are your self-care. Is it, you know, developing self-compassion and, you know, putting yourself in the picture? And at Love Sober, we work on all of these themes, and all of these themes are encompassed in the theme and you know, the importance of self-care.
And it's so important. Why is it so self-important for our sobriety and our well-being? Because we can't do anything if we're stressed out and we're not looking after ourselves, essentially. And we have to start with ourselves. It's that old thing about we can't pour from an empty cup. So we really have to put ourselves in the picture. We have to learn how to do that and to give ourselves permission sometimes. And we can really start with some simple practices that just make us feel good. It's kind of like, what do I need? You know, what do I need right now? And how can I make that happen? How can I get that need met? Sometimes it can be, even though it's called self-care, sometimes that's asking for help. Sometimes that's asking for childcare. You know, sometimes that's that pivotal piece. It'll give us space to just take a deep breath, you know, let ourselves relax and just feel a little bit better. We work with the R4 method, R4 balance method, and this is very much a whole approach to self-care in our sobriety, how to really build lives that make us feel good, sort of from head to toe and from inside and out as well, so that we can really manage our lives and thrive sober. So we were going to just introduce this by talking about our tips. So Mandy, what would you be some of your top tips for your self-care?
So my top 3 is, I know this is like, really, but it is the bath. Like, I jump in the bath at all times of the day. I used to think that you were only allowed baths at night time, but you know, when you take self-leadership and you sort of learn how to start looking after yourself, you realize that actually, who made up that rule, I don't know. But for me, so if I'm stressed out, if I need a bit of space, if I just want to have a treat, I jump in the bath. And so that's number 1. Headphones for me, I have some noise reducing headphones, which were a real revelation to my self-care, because before, when I was drinking, music was a huge part of my life, and I kind of thought I had to give that up when I stopped drinking, and actually realized that I don't. It just looks a bit different now, and so being able to engage with music, but also you know, have that sensory turn off, so they make all the rest of the noise go quiet. And you know, I can get a real high, a real feeling of like, wow. And I know, Kate, you do as well with those headphones. And for me, self-care is reading, be it you know, knowledge-based reading, so learning around different topics that have impacted in my sobriety and become important to me, but also just, you know, I don't know about you, but when, again, one of these stories I told myself is I had to be really intellectual about reading and read books that were really kind of difficult and challenging, and now, you know, I just like to read really easy reads. So, you know, and that's just a real pleasure when you get to that sort of like, I've nearly finished a book in 3 days, rather than like you know, sort of page by page trying to get through it. So those would be mine. What about you?
my top three sober self-care, well, self-care is absolutely pivotal to me in my sober journey, as you know. And for me, it's about reducing that kind of stress so that I'm not triggered to then go to a glass of wine. That's the kind of why behind it, isn't it? Which is it is for so many stressed out, frazzled modern women with our modern lives. So was a linchpin for me once I learned how to do that. You know, I essentially learned how to self-soothe in another way. So working with my sensory needs, like you said, the headphones, which I feel like that's like your big gift to me, like for the last couple of years. Not obviously so many gifts, but like literally that you know, those ability to make things go quiet, right? So that is, and we're not sponsored by these things, honestly. It would also be, you know, knowing if I'm too hot or too cold, really working with my senses, soft things. I love my sober treats, so not only do I soothe myself, but I like to light myself up with sober treats and things that make me feel happy and sparkly. I've got like some fairy lights 24/7 all year round by me. And my last one, I've got two more really. Taking stuff off the list, I've got to put that in there, and then movement, yoga. So those are mine, and they really are. It's like that self-care really feels to me like a scaffold for kind of living, you know, when we know how to take care of ourselves, we know how to soothe ourselves, we know how to make us cheer ourselves up as well, then we are starting to answer our needs and have that sort of basic level, but really kind of pivotal, vital level of looking after ourselves and making ourselves feel better so that we can function, really.
Yeah. So if you'd like to learn more about us, or, you know, join a course or join the community, you go to the website, sign up to the newsletter, you know, and enjoy your ebook. And we hope to see you soon.
Bye.